Good morning, everybody. I've had some questions about how to do the lace cuff for the Christmas stocking that I just shared with you last week. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to film myself working on the first couple of rows so that you get an idea of what you're doing if you've never done Tunisian crochet. So what I've got here, I'm actually using a 9mm Tunisian crochet hook. It's bigger, and the reason I'm using the bigger hook to show you is just so that you can see the stitches a little bit better on camera. Now I've already gone ahead and I have chained 46. So all I'm going to do is flip my chain over, just like this, and I'm going to work into the bottom bumps. So if you look at that, you'll see they look like little camel humps. I'm going to work into those. So I'm going to go to the second chain from my hook, just like regular crochet, and I'm going to draw up a loop in the back bump, go into the next one, and I'm going to draw up a loop in that one, and I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm going to do this all the way across until I have 46 loops on my hook. Okay, so I have 46 loops on my hook. It's kind of a short hook, so it looks a little bit bunched up, but that's fine. What I'm going to do now is called a standard return pass. So it's the second half of your Tunisian row. So Tunisian crochet is worked in two parts. The forward row puts loops on the hook, and then the return pass takes you back to your working loop. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through one loop, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through two all the way across. And I'm going to do that until I get to my last loop on my hook, which is my working loop, and then I will begin my forward pass again. Okay, so I have finished my return pass, and what I have now is a long piece of crochet tape here that looks like this. Now, the first stitch in Tunisian crochet is not normally charted. That is this right here, this little stitch right here. This is your first stitch. I kind of get my thumbnails underneath it. It corresponds to the loop on your hook. And if you turn your work sideways and have a look at it after you've worked a few rows, you'll see this nice little slip stitch looking edge. So when it says work into the first stitch, don't work into this stitch. This stitch is just kind of not counted. It's your selvage. So what we're going to do for the pattern is we're going to work into the next two stitches, which is this one here and this one here. And these vertical bars, try to separate this a little bit so you can see it. These vertical bars here are what we'll be working into. So we're going to do a TSS 2 together, which is Tunisian simple stitch 2 together. It's a basic decrease. So we put the yarn through, we put the hook through the two vertical bars, yarn over, and pull up. So we've now made a decrease. So because we're making lace, we have to put that stitch back. So now we have to make an increase. Yarn over. That's it. Now we work two Tunisian simple stitches together again, yarn over, work two together, yarn over, work two together, yarn over, and we do this all the way across. Some of you may have noticed that I'm left-handed, so it may be a little bit weird for you to mentally flip everything, but basically this is the same backwards and forwards. It doesn't matter what direction you're going in. Now we get to the last bit, and there's 3 vertical bars. There's these 2 here, and then there's your last selvage. So you're going to work 2 together, yarn over, and you're going to work a simple stitch right into the last stitch that's there. So you're going to kind of go through those 2 little threads at the end and pull up a loop, and then you're going to work a normal return pass. You're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to treat the yarn overs that you made going forward as a regular stitch. Don't drop them. And you're going to do that all the way back till you have 1 loop again on your hook. Alright, so we've worked back to 1 loop on the hook. We are ready to do our forward pass again, so we'll do row 2 of the pattern. And this is what you have so far. You have a couple of rows with some little holes in there. And what we're going to do now is we'll pick up a stitch in each stitch all the way across, and what that means is you're going to work into each vertical bar like this. You're going to stick it in there, you're going to yarn over and draw up a loop, and then you're going to work into each hole that you form, the eyelet holes for the lace. You can see you're going to put your hook in there and you're going to draw up a loop. So you'll go into the vertical bar, draw up a loop, you'll go into the eyelet hole, draw up a loop, into the next vertical bar, draw up a loop, and you'll put a loop in the eyelet hole and into the next vertical bar, and you're going to work like this all the way across. Until you get to the end of your row, at which point you're going to put a Tunisian simple stitch. So you're going to insert your hook into the very last stitch and draw up a loop, and then you're going to work a standard return pass. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch. I drew up a loop in the last eyelet hole, and I'm just going to kind of flip it on its side a little bit so you can see where I'm sticking it for the last stitch. I'm going to draw up a loop, and then I'm going to work my standard Tunisian return pass. And I am going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. And I'm going to do this until I get back to my working loop.